Welcome to Art 108 Ancient to Medieval Online. My name is Professor Melissa Hall, and I am the instructor for this class. I want to start off by just going over some of the course goals and policies for the class, beginning with the course description. This course is a selective history of the art of ancient cultures, beginning with the caves in the prehistoric period and ending with the great cathedrals of Europe. Some of the things that you'll be able to do as a result of taking this class is you'll be able to recognize and identify major artifacts and monuments of the ancient world by period and title. This will be assessed by slide identification exams. You will also be able to describe, analyze, and compare major works of art using art historical methods such as iconographic analysis and formal analysis. And you will have visual analysis essays where I will assess for those skills. You will also be able to explain the relationship between works of art and the social, political, and religious context in which they were made. And you'll be able to draw connections between works of art from different cultures and time periods in the form of a comparison. Paragraph essay questions on your exam will assess this particular skill. And finally, you'll also become familiar with online resources that you will use to locate and evaluate information relevant to the study of art history. The required text for this class is Gardner's Art Through the Ages, A Concise Global History. Any edition is okay, so I encourage you to use Amazon.com to get a used version. The textbooks are expensive. I want to say that the textbook is optional. I'm making it optional in my live class. I have concerns about the online class, however, because if the lights go out, you have no other resource to depend on. So I'll let you make that decision. The reason I can make the textbook optional is that I have created a free textbook available online. There is a course website connected to this course. There's links on the Blackboard page. You should bookmark this WordPress site, and you will find that it is tremendously rich in content. I've been developing this for many years. The online chapters include illustrations as well as embedded videos that you are expected to watch. You can access lectures from the drop-down menu titled Lectures, and I want you to note that each of these chapter titles, many of them opens up a submenu. So the Greek art, for example, has something like 7 or 8 chapters under that menu heading. In terms of assessment and how your learning will be evaluated, there will be weekly quizzes. These quizzes consist of multiple choice questions, and they currently follow both my web lectures and the textbook. I may be adjusting them to follow the web lectures more closely than the textbook. But these are multiple choice questions. The quizzes are untimed and open book. So there's no time limit. This should be a no-brainer. They're really designed as a study guide to help you focus on important concepts. There will also be weekly discussions on selected topics, and these will be graded discussions, and you are expected to participate in these discussions throughout the week. And then there will be 3 on-campus exams. You will have to make an appointment to take the exam at a time that suits your schedule. I recognize that I'm going to have a very busy week with people coming in at different times. If you can't come to campus to take the exam, if you live in another state, you are responsible for arranging for a proctoring service, and you can visit the college's online learning webpage for instructions about how to do this. The on-campus exams will consist of 2 parts. The first part will be multiple choice, and the questions will be very similar to the questions on your quiz. And the second part of the exam will be short answer paragraph response. There will also be a visual analysis essay required. This is a descriptive essay based on one of your assignments, the annotated image assignment. I've developed extensive guidelines to help you with developing this essay. The annotated image assignments will prepare you for writing the essay and give you a chance to practice your skill of analyzing an image. And the last assignment will be a museum report. And this is, I'm calling it a group project. It is an illustrated guide to the Metropolitan Museum. Each student in a group will be required to compose one entry highlighting a work in the museum's collection. And this assignment will be based on a required visit to the Metropolitan Museum. You are required to visit a museum during this class. To facilitate this, the art department will be sponsoring a free bus trip to the Metropolitan Museum on Tuesday, November 5th. I'll be sending announcements about this, and you'll have an opportunity to sign up. You have the choice. You can join us on this free bus trip, or you can visit on your own. You're not required to come with us. This is how the graded activities will be calculated. Pay attention to the different percentages. Discussions and quiz each count for 10% of your grade. The exams count for a large chunk of your final grade, as do your 2 written assignments, 20% for the visual analysis essay and 15% for the museum report. In terms of late policies, discussion forums close on Sundays, and late posts will not be accepted under any circumstance. If you're not present for the discussion, you will not earn credit. I can certainly be more flexible about closing dates for quizzes and exams within reason. Contact me immediately if you need an extension on a closing date, but please keep in mind that I will not reopen an assessment past 1 week of the closing deadline. Written assignments will be accepted up to 1 week past the assigned due date with a grade penalty. So there's a lot more flexibility with those written assignments, but know that there's a clock ticking on that flexible policy as well. Class conduct. Even in an online class, certain rules of conduct and behavior apply. Rules of netiquette include a respectful attitude towards others and behavior that is professional and mature. Remember that you're in a college classroom, not chatting with your friends on Facebook, so keep things professional. This class will also be conducted in accordance with the college's basic standards of academic honesty. This means that cheating, plagiarism, or any other form of academic dishonesty will not be tolerated. You should know that I'm a stickler for plagiarism, and you should visit the college website for an overview of plagiarism and tips on how to avoid it. Anything that you write for this class should be written in your own words. Do not cut and paste. Do not paraphrase. Westchester Community College provides services for students with documented disabilities. You can visit the college website to learn about services that are available. The college also provides a range of services through the Academic Support Center, and it's up to you to take advantage of these services. The Writing Center can help you with written assignments if you find you are having difficulties with this particular course requirement. And then a few things to consider about taking an online class. There are certainly advantages. You can study anywhere, anytime. You have the world at your fingertips. The virtual community for many people can be an exciting place to reside, and there's lots of room for discussion. But there's also disadvantages to taking an online class. You are your own teacher, and you need to be self-motivated. There's also nobody to hang out with. And if you hate writing, or if you're not comfortable with writing, you may find this class to be challenging, since so much of the activity you're going to be doing, you're going to be writing every week in your discussion forums. If you're not comfortable with writing, you might consider switching into one of the in-person versions of this class. And I would be the person to talk to about that, because I am the Visual Arts Curriculum Chair, and I'm teaching those live version classes. And I'd be happy to help you make a switch if you find that you are falling behind in this online class. If you're having technical problems, I am not a tech person. So you really should contact the Online Learning Office. That's where you'll find the experts who will be able to troubleshoot your problems. And if Blackboard goes down, as has been happening in recent semesters, you're still expected to continue with learning activities. Blackboard frequently goes down, so remember that when Blackboard goes down, the WordPress course website is usually still available. And if all the lights go out, well, if you have the textbook, you can always read it by candlelight. So I'm looking forward to a great semester. Thanks for listening.